Nice that you looking at. Mr. Perfectly Fine. Don't forget to subscribe. Mr. Perfectly Fine is a song by the American singer-songwriter Taylor Swift from her first re-recorded album, Fearless, Taylor's version, 2021. It is one of the album's From the Vault tracks that was intended for but excluded from her second studio album, Fearless, 2008. The song was released for limited time download via Swift's website on April 7, 2021. She wrote, "Mr. Perfectly Fine," in 2008. A track that incorporates wordplay and sees the narrator's heartbreak and fallout with a lover she presumed was the ideal figure for her. Produced by Swift and Jack Antonoff, Mr. Perfectly Fine has an upbeat and mid-tempo production and acoustic instrumental. Critics described its genre as pop rock and country pop. They gave the song generally positive reviews, deeming it a classic from Swift and an example of her growth as a musician. It has been highly ranked among her From the Vault tracks. Commercially, Mr. Perfectly Fine peaked at number 30 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and number 19 on the Billboard Global 200. It reached the top 50 in several countries and received certifications in Australia, Brazil, and the United Kingdom. Swift performed the song during the Pittsburgh and Toronto concerts of her Eras Tour, 2023-2024, after signing a new contract with Republic Records. Taylor Swift began re-recording her first 6 studio albums in November 2020. The decision followed a public dispute in 2019 between Swift and the talent manager Scooter Braun, who acquired Big Machine Records, including the masters of her albums which the label had released. By re-recording the albums, Swift had full ownership of the new masters, which enabled her to control the licensing of her songs for commercial use, and therefore substituted the Big Machine-owned masters. On February 11, 2021, Swift announced the first of her re-recorded albums, Fearless, Taylor's version, a re-recording of her second studio album Fearless, 2008. In addition to re-recordings of the original album's tracks, Fearless, Taylor's version, contained 6 previously unreleased From the Vault tracks, which are songs written for the original album that did not make the cut. Swift explained that these songs were left out of Fearless for various reasons, and that including them on the re-recorded album proved that the artist is the only one who really knows that body of work. One such song was Mr. Perfectly Fine, which Swift wrote in 2008, but she ultimately excluded it from the final track list on April 4, 2021. Mr. Perfectly Fine was confirmed to be one of the From the Vault tracks after Swift teased it in a clip containing the title in scrambled anagram the day before. The song was released for download via Swift's website on April 7. It was the third song issued preceding the release of Fearless, Taylor's version, following Love Story, Taylor's version, and You All Over Me. The song is listed as track number 22 on the album, which came out on April 9, 2021. In the following weeks, Mr. Perfectly Fine was featured on the Fearless, Taylor's version themed streaming compilations, the Halfway Out the Door chapter and the From the Vault chapter. On June 16, 2023, Swift performed the track at a Pittsburgh show as part of her Eras Tour, 2023-2024. She sang it again as part of a mashup with her song, Better Than Revenge, 2010, at a Toronto show of the tour on November 21. Mr. Perfectly Fine is 4 minutes and 37 seconds long. Swift produced the song with Jack Antonoff, who recorded it with Laura Sisk at Conway Recording Studios in Los Angeles, Electric Lady Studios in New York City, and Rough Customer Studio in Brooklyn. Christopher Rowe recorded Swift's vocals at Kitty Committee Studio in London, and Antonoff provided programming and background vocals. Antonoff played acoustic, bass, and electric guitars, keyboards, modular synthesizers, and percussion. Evan Smith played saxophones and synthesizers. Michael Riddleberger played percussion. Mikey Freedom Hart played 12-string, electric, and pedal steel guitars. And Hammond B3 and Sean Hutchinson played drums. The song was mixed by Serban Genia at Mix Star Studios in Virginia Beach and mastered by Randy Merrill at Sterling Sound in Edgewater. Mr. Perfectly Fine has an upbeat and mid-tempo production with an acoustic instrumental. NME, Spin, and The Telegraph categorized the song as a pop-rock tune, while American Songwriter and The New Yorker wrote that it featured a pop-country production. Other publications believed that the song was pop. Several critics commented that it combined or evoked styles of country, pop, and rock. In Rolling Stone, Claire Schaffer wrote that the track mixed country and pop with elements of rock. The line of Best Fits Horton Ross said that it featured a little bit of both country and rock and roll. Lipschutz stated that the song had similarities with Fearless and Speak Now, 2010, highlighting the country pop-styled drums. For The Independent, Alexandra Pollard thought it evoked late noughties country pop. Jordan Moreau from Variety said the song recalled the country pop aesthetic of Fearless. In the lyrics, a narrator experiences heartbreak after a fallout with a lover she thought was the ideal figure for her. The song uses wordplay with the ex-lover addressed as Mr., while the narrator is labeled as Miss. The first verse recounts the ex-lover's seemingly perfect personality, Mr. Perfect Face, Mr. Here to Stay, Mr. Looked me in the eye and told me you would never go away. The wordplay is also utilized to describe the contrasting emotions between the two characters. In the chorus, the narrator recalls the tumultuous feelings the former lover gave her. I've been Miss Misery since your goodbye, and displays him as indifferent to the situation. And you're Mr. Perfectly Fine. Later in the song, she discovers that he has a new lover and tries to ignore it, but she ultimately says that he will miss her and be too late when he realizes. The lyrics also included the line, casually cruel, which many critics noted to be the second time Swift has used it, after the song, All Too Well, 2012. Many critics considered Mr. Perfectly Fine a classic track from Swift and attributed it to the songwriting and production. A few thought that the song revived the scornful side of Swift. Zoe Haylock of Vulture wrote that it was a 2008 time capsule. Curto said that the song is one of the more cheekier takes of Swift's breakup tracks and believed that the lyrical formula that could be cheesy in someone else's hands created its well-made catchiness. Lipschutz wrote that the track pay homage to some of Swift's grandest breakup songs. In less enthusiastic reviews, The Telegraph's journalist Neil McCormick felt that it was a bit too aggressive for teenage image. And Jonathan Keefe of Slant magazine thought the song's use of the casually cruel line was inferior compared to how it was utilized on All Too Well. Some critics deemed Mr. Perfectly Fine reminiscent of the original Fearless but with Swift's growth as a musician. Harbin stated that it was a perfect collaboration between her old and new self that blends her early songwriting with the more complex compositions from her indie works. Crone thought the song reflects roots with an evolved musicianship. Kitty Empire of The Guardian believed that it had the brighter, more direct songcraft of Fearless that complements the watercolor production of her album Folklore, 2020. Also from The Guardian, Alexis Petridis thought the song took new resonances and highlighted the relish in Swift's voice expressed a satisfaction that mitigates her anger. Other reviewers only focused on the track's content. Hannah Milrea of NMED made it a bop, laden with swooning melodies and typically Swiftian lyrics. Bobby Olivier from Spin wrote that the song is deviously addictive, and believed that the music evoked the best of Kelly Clarkson and Shania Twain, and the subject matter refreshing. Michael Wood of the Los Angeles Times considered the song to have sharp-witted lyrics. Variety's Chris Willman thought it contained a sheer zippiness in its theme of teen heartbreak. Danny Blum of Pitchfork called the song a delightful, strumming takedown, and Jess Cohen from E! News opined that the lyrics don't disappoint. In a mid-year list of the 50 best songs of 2021 by a Billboard staff, where Mr. Perfectly Fine was featured, they commended the sharp lyrics and catchy production and viewed the song as vintage Taylor Swift that still feels fresh in 2021. Critics have included Mr. Perfectly Fine in their lists of Swift's From the Vault tracks. It was ranked among her 10 best vault tracks by Lipschutz, Jack Viswanath of Bustle, Nylon Time, and Josh Kerp of Uproxx. Viswanath lauded the song as one of the most clever, witty, and catchy songs Swift has ever written. Time wrote that it was Swift at her best, enraged, snarky, and not for a moment taking herself too seriously. Kerp, along with Rolling Stone's Rob Sheffield, believed that the song proved that its exclusion from the original album was not that it was not good enough. With 14.2 million streams, Mr. Perfectly Fine reached atop the US Billboard country streaming songs and marked Swift's 5th #1 entry. The song rose to its peak of number 2 on Hot Country Songs from its opening week at number 30 and became her 26th top 10 chart entry. The song, along with 18 tracks from Fearless, Taylor's version, extended her record of the most entries in 1 week, surpassing her own 12 with the album Red, 2012. On the overall Billboard Hot 100, Mr. Perfectly Fine climbed and peaked at number 30, when it began at number 90. The song became Swift's 80th top 40 entry on the chart and extended her record for the most top 40 entries among women. It peaked at number 11 on the Rolling Stone Top 100 when it garnered 12.7 million streams and sold 106,800 units. This is the end of the video. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye.